The only times that I've actually gotten into fights, right, are in Singapore.
Oh, you've gotten in a fight in Singapore.
Not because I started it, but like to defend other women.
How did it change your perspective on travel or life?
Solo traveling in general.
I think solo traveling was probably one of the most life-changing decisions that I've made, because it's not so much about traveling differently or seeing things differently, but it has really shaped my personality so much. I would think one of the most life-changing lessons is that it has allowed me to be much more protective of my bandwidth and less of a people pleaser, because I enjoy my company so much. I realize that anything I want to do can be done alone, that there's really no need to have this company if I don't want that company. I don't have to force or compromise in any way. Because of that, right, I do everything alone. Like, I even went on like Coldplay concert alone. I go to clubs alone. I go
clubs alone.
Yeah, I went to watch Wicked musical alone. So everything can be done alone. And then because of that, I think that I've become very selective with who I want to spend those time with. And the moment I feel like it's not gonna be value adding, then it's something that I can cut off more easily than in the past.
I think I definitely resonate with what you said about like being independent and like coming and going as I please.
Yes.
I think the other thing that I would add to that is I think because of the places I go to, I think it really helps take down the stigma of like, oh, this place is dangerous, there's nothing in this place or nothing in that place. But it really helps you to see locals and people for who they are. And I think my travels have helped me to see the goodness in people. Like, yes, of course, there are situations where we're in danger and there are a few bad eggs. But I think being able to like travel, meet locals, whether or not you live in their house, at the end of the day, you realize that we all have a shared humanity and you see the goodness in everyone.
Oh, that's really beautiful.
Yeah.
I think for me, similar to Chelsea, because I was always waiting for people to go with me to do things. And then I decided like, because I keep waiting and I keep postponing things, I feel like I'm wasting a lot of time. So it was like more of a prioritization of like my own like desires, because everyone's on your own timeline. If you are gonna wait for someone to do it, you might never ever get to do it. So I think I learned that like, you know, you only have one life, just do whatever you want. Like, don't worry about how you'll be perceived by other people. Like, you don't have to be paiseh about doing things alone, or people think like, oh, she's a loner. Nah, nobody cares, because when I started solo traveling, I realized that a lot of people around me are solo traveling too. And that's the beauty of it. Nobody cares. So
Yeah, and they won't judge you.
yeah, they don't judge you.
Random strangers will never like judge you for it.
Those that judge you are people who have never taken the first step out or taken their first trip before, maybe, perhaps. Or maybe they're just too afraid to do so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think solo traveling has really made me not scared of social anxiety. Like, it really has opened my eyes to just do whatever I want. Like, I can take out my phone, start doing this. It doesn't matter anymore. I really don't care.
Super thick, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, at this point, right, I was like on my most recent trip when I was alone, I can like confront people now. Like, at my queue, right, I'm like, I was here first. Skin becomes thicker when you travel alone, maybe.
I think you know what you want.
Yeah. And you're like sure of yourself and you're confident of yourself. Yeah.
Okay, for me, right, I do have quite a lot of friends. Like, they are not married yet, and you know, they don't talk about travel. Talk about in Singapore. Like, let's say if I were to ask them out, they'll be like, "Oh, I can't because my boyfriend don't allow, or like my so and so don't allow." And sometimes I'm like, okay, why? If they're not your parent, I feel like they have no say in what you can or cannot do. Just because like you're married or you're in a relationship, right? That shouldn't stop you from becoming who you are, or like that shouldn't stop you in pursuing your dreams or chasing after your dreams, you know?
Yeah, like, it's not your whole personality.
Yeah.
Don't mistake control for compromise.
Yeah, and I think there are real ways to do compromise, right? So like if it's because they're concerned for your safety, there's things like sharing your location, giving daily updates. I think as long as you have communication, I think that's very important. I mean, yes, I don't tell my family until I go to the airport. But like when I do, I'll have like my insurance policy printed. I'll like print like the details of my hotel bookings. I'll print like my flight tickets so that they know where I am.
And I feel like most of the time in these kind of situations where arguments do come out, it's not really about worry about your safety, but it's like security about your relationship. Like, oh, why do you not want me to go with you? Like stuff like this that maybe their partner cannot really understand. Yeah, and that's just because you're insecure. I'm just kidding.
Sometimes it's just like, you just want to discover yourself.
Yeah. It's not everything is about running away or like wanting to
everything's
cheat on your
about you.
partner.
so having a supportive partner is important.
Yes.
Back to your Germany story about the two weird guys that you like encountered. Like, have you ever felt like unsafe while traveling alone? Like, aside from like that encounter, or like, does it happen on every trip?
I think it's a matter of like being really aware. And to be honest, right, that trip was probably when I felt the most unsafe. Because I think in a populated city, you're more likely to run into like people who are drunk and you don't know what they're gonna do. But honestly, like the places where people usually think like, why are you going by yourself? Are the ones that I feel like more safe in. So I think it's a matter of perspective. So for example, right, especially 10 years ago or like 20 years ago, actually Bangkok is quite a dangerous place. If you think of like the sex trade, if you think of like, when I first had my work trip to Bangkok, I was in a business hotel. I opened up the snack drawer and it was Pringles and condoms in a business hotel. And that's how it is in Bangkok. But like Singaporeans go there thinking that it's safe and they don't actually do anything about it. Say 10 years ago also, like near the JB customs, there's a lot of carjacking, especially at the petrol stations or the shopping centers nearby, right? But no Singaporean goes in thinking, oh, this is unsafe, I'm not going there anymore. Their drive to have a cheap holiday and like have fun and have a nice KTV and a massage that kind of overrides the safety aspect. But when they think of somewhere a bit far away, then they're like, oh, why are you going there? So I think it's all a matter of perspective. And as we said, doing your due diligence.
I think the way I say it is also very similar to her point. To me, going overseas and whether your experience is safe or not as a solo female traveler really depends on two things. One is mentality, another one is skills. So mentality, right, is about being open-minded and being willing to challenge the perceptions. But then there's also the second point on skills. You have to build that safety muscle, that risk muscle that comes with practice, right? So like for example, you start small first, maybe going JB, then you go JB overnight, then you go KL and so on. So it's not just like being optimistic blindly, but through practice and experience. So I think that when you do these two steps, when it comes to solo traveling, female or male, it really increases that muscle plus reframing, and then you get better and better at it over time. So I think because of that, I'm now able to go on trips like India and South Africa alone because I've built up that muscle with practice. So it's like start small, but then you get more and more advanced as time passes.
So it's more of you feel unsafe, but you know how to handle it.
Like your muscle is able to tell you and make you are able to trust yourself more what danger looks like, what safety looks like.
Have you ever felt that danger though? Like
sometimes when I do, then I'll be a bit more cautious. But I think trusting my instincts and the instincts being accurate through practice really helps over time.
Yeah, so I had that also. I think there are places where I've been, most of the time, again, for some reason, it's in the cities where I'm very sure that I'm being followed. So I can see, say, when I was walking down a street, I saw a man following me at the back. Germany. The same trip. But yeah, I saw, and then he was like, then every time I turned around, it's like the cartoon where they follow you in the tree, and then you turn around and they stop, then the tree stopped moving, right? And then it's like, so he was holding his phone, and then, so when I turn around, then he'll pretend to like look on Google Maps and stuff, but like, it's very obvious, and I think you need to know like human behavior and how they act. So what I did was I basically like tried to lose him at the traffic light and like walked into a crowded hotel to try to shake him off.
Interestingly, I feel like sometimes solo traveling is more safe than traveling in groups. So when I was in Germany, I actually had
It's always
yeah, honestly, Europe was one of my more like unsafe experiences. Southeast Asia is really safe. Back to Germany, right? I actually felt safe there, and to the point, right, that there are actually locals asking me for directions. You know, so and then that made me question like, why are they asking me, a Chinese, for directions? And I realized that precisely because I'm alone, I'm giving off the impression that I know what I'm doing. That's why I'm alone. I'm not in a group with a bunch of other Chinese girls or like maybe different racial groups, and that obviously looks like a tourist group, right? So I look like a local, maybe studying here or working here, and I know what I'm doing. So actually I feel quite confident traveling alone because you just look like you know what you're doing even though you don't.
Then like, have you guys ever like encountered like harassment overseas, and like how did you handle it? So like that one that happened really fast, right? It was like he just saw after that. But any other encounters? And like how do you respond? How do you deal with unwanted attention?
There are some unwanted attention, but I think the best thing to do is just to completely ignore it, to not give them what they want. I mean, I don't really have any strong of such encounters, but sometimes there are people who come to you and try to approach you and try to make small talk, and in a creepy way, not in a I want to be friends way. So the moment I see someone that looks a little bit off, I will always take out my phone and then act like I'm on a call. And that always works. Oh, there was another one where I saw this tip online. I was looking for tips for my first solo traveling experience. And they say you should just be on earpiece all the time so that when you look at your Google Maps, right, you don't like keep on looking at it like a lost tourist, but then you can hear the directions online. But I thought that was a bit too high level, so I never did anything like that. But I think it actually works because you look very cold and you don't really get attention. Like there's no reason for people to approach someone that's on earpiece. So
I think I've done that, but I think that's like very specific to cities. Because honestly, like if you're in a village or like a place that's like a tier 2, tier 3 city, right? You don't really have that much traffic anyway, and there's not a lot of people. And sometimes I look different enough lah. Like if I'm in Sri Lanka, like I am clearly a tourist. There's no need to hide it. So I think it's fine. I've done the earpiece hack before. I've just worn it on one side because I think being aware of my surroundings is even more important. Yeah. So to answer your question, I've been like catcalled in like Langkawi and stuff when I was solo. I mean the first thing to do is usually just to like ignore and walk away, right? But if I feel a bit trapped, I can be very loud.
What do you do?
So I mean, I will prepare to scream lah. I won't scream immediately, but like I will immediately start scouting like where's the nearest like public place, right? Like is there like hotels are the best because most of the time you will get an English speaker there. So like any touristy area, like a tourist shop or hotels would be the place that I will try to make my way towards. Or if not, just make my way to a populated area.
Yeah, that's true. Like I had a friend. I mean, I don't think I've had encounters like so serious, but I had a friend who was solo traveling in Taipei also, or Taiwan, and then she was followed. And then I think what she did was she went to a Watsons, and then she like told the person working at the counter, and they called her a taxi. Like I guess like just like just asking people for help. I guess. If not, what would you do?
Oh, okay. So
have you ever encountered anything?
No, but I learned this on TikTok. Okay, TikTok taught me this. So, okay, we can do like a small role play scenario. Pretend we are like in a club. Okay. So you're the guy who's trying to hit me up.
Hey, baby girl.
Not interested.
You sure?
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, so that's how you get a man to back off. Bucket them.
What time is it?
It's time for
Unattended baggage. It's a quick fire round. It's just one word answer without any explanation. Okay?
Okay.
Slow travel or fast-paced trips?
Slow.
Fast.
I say fast.
fast.
Don't have enough leave.
What are some countries or city you recommend visiting as a solo female traveler?
Sri Lanka.
Philippines.
Bali lah.
Portugal.
Spontaneous adventure or planned itinerary?
Planned, definitely.
Planned.
Spontaneous.
Planned with flexibility.
Yeah, like that.
yeah.
That's both lah.
Yeah. You cheat lah.
Now back to the episode.
I also highly recommend taking self-defense classes.
Oh, true. Have you ever used your moves?
No. So for context, I am a Taekwondo black belt. I've never actually bust up my moves, but like the only times that I've actually gotten into fights, right, are in Singapore.
Oh, you've gotten in a fight in Singapore.
Not because I started it, but like to defend other women.
So like self-defense classes would be like a layer of protection for yourself and like confidence boost.
Yeah, it also gives you like a certain layer of confidence if you really need it. Yeah.
But what kind of self-defense though would you recommend?
I actually go for BJJ, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Oh, okay.
The one where you wrap your legs around their neck and choke them.
Yeah. So actually, that's one of a pretty good forms of self-defense. But another one that I used to do, which I think the closest one to actual real life fighting, is Krav Maga. So this is like Israeli army
what they
fighting
learn,
thing.
yeah.
Or you can just go for purely classes that are just called self-defense classes where
Yeah.
they incorporate a wide range of different martial arts. So that's what I've been doing lately. I think it's the most useful because they actually go through with you real life scenarios. Someone choke you from behind, someone trying to hug your waist, what
Yeah.
do you do? But honestly, nothing is really going to help unless you go for constant practice. Because in that moment, you're going to freeze.
Yeah.
Unless you do it often enough, right? Even though you might not know the techniques because you don't do it often enough, just going for these classes give you a heightened sense of self-confidence already to be more open-minded in general, to stepping out of your comfort zone. Yeah.
And then for gadgets, right? So I don't usually take the taxis, the local taxis. I actually prefer taking the ride-hailing apps because it means that there's some sort of tracking going on. At least someone can find you.
Yeah.
If I take a taxi, like even sometimes on a ride-hailing app, right? I usually will try to download the offline maps, the Google offline maps before that. And I will always map my route on my phone, whether or not the driver is driving, so that I know that the driver is like going in that direction and not veering off. Yeah.
That's quite smart. I should probably pay attention.
Yeah. There are some other things that I do. I think it's one way to explore the city also. So I think a lot of big cities, they will have like the free walking tours or like some city tours. It doesn't have to be free, but like cheap enough, right? So I would recommend like on the first day or the first night when someone reaches, right, just take one of those tours. Because I find it very helpful because it centers me and it lets me know which part of the city I'm in. So on the next days, I can be going around by myself, but I'll know, okay, like here's the central library, I know where I am, here's like this restaurant, like here's my hotel. And I kind of have, like, even if I'm a bit lost, right, if I walk down the street, I'm like, okay, now I know where I am. Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
I think one little thing I also do is that I try to wear something that's memorable. If I go missing, they know that they saw me.
Memorable as in what?
Like you know, if I wear like a bright color, like
okay.
yellow, or like a hat and like accessory, like something that like you know, if Celeste goes missing and then the police comes questioning, have you seen this woman? Like, yeah. I saw her. I remember her. You know, it's like a really fucked up thing, but hey, it's
You're really
personal
thinking
safety.
as though it really happened.
Yeah.
And then you're working backwards.
Yeah, you work backwards. Do
Interesting.
you have any cover stories then when you like travel?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, you know, you're never gonna say you're alone. If people try to talk to you, small talk, you're never alone. You're always traveling with someone. Your boyfriend, husband is waiting for you. I did consider wearing a ring though, you know, like when traveling, because it makes people think that you're not available. So you protect yourself more. So that's something you can consider. But yeah, never ever say you're alone.
Unless you're like with solo travelers, I guess.
Yeah. It's what? Yeah.
Do you wear your ring when you're solo traveling?
No. No, because okay, one thing about me, whenever I like wash my face or shower, I will always take out my ring, and I don't want to lose my ring overseas. Yeah, so I don't wear my ring overseas.
But have you ever played the I have an unmarried card? Like, I mean, you are married, but have you used that as a reason for someone to back off?
Yes, I have, and usually they will back off. Yeah, I've never. I mean, I would have bucked at them if they said if they didn't take no for an answer. So yeah.
Actually, I rarely tell, like, there are a lot of situations I don't tell people that I'm from Singapore when they ask where I'm from. I would say I say Malaysia, Hong Kong, Taiwan, this kind.
Just less
Singapore.
sheltered, is it? Less rich, less sheltered.
Yeah, I guess. Because I feel like sometimes they try to probe, then they were like, I don't know, try to.
True. Singaporeans
Scam you
feel
a
a bit
little bit.
more like unknowing to their surroundings. That's true.
Yeah.
I don't actually do any of those because I feel like,
Honest gal.
I feel like, okay, one, right, I do not like the idea of like needing a man to protect me. So I'm like, why must I say
That's
I
so
like there's
true.
a boyfriend or a man? Like I can defend myself. But yeah, I think it's if I feel unsafe, I just won't even engage or talk to the person and I'll try to walk away. So I won't
What if you're like
put myself
on
in
the
that
back of their
situation.
motorcycle and like it's a Grab driver?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like Grab driver,
Drivers
my
always
tour
ask,
guide ask
yeah.
me this kind of question. So
Then you can't get out.
I mean,
Private drivers.
tour guides, I don't mind them knowing, to be honest. And especially like if you are booking through a company or like a third party, there's some sort of record. I think same thing for Grab lah. So
You'll just be honest.
yeah, I'll just be honest. Yeah, I've never had a problem with it. I know sometimes people do get into trouble. I think even with the ring thing also, on the forums that I'm in, right, some women say that it doesn't work. Like men still, I mean like one man. We'll still approach them anyway.
They don't know how to say no.
Yeah, they can't take no
know
for
how
an
to-
answer. Yeah. So I think ignoring is still the best. Yeah.
If you were to talk to your, like your 21-year-old self going for her very first solo trip, what would you tell your 21-year-old self?
honestly, I think there's a lot of bravery and a lot of courage that comes with uncertainty. And obviously, it's going to be hard to do anything for the first time. Can be solo traveling, can be bungee jumping, anything. But I think seeking comfort from whatever that's around you, be it resources, be it friends and family that have done it, any form of things that helps to ground you and gives you some form of certainty, gives you less pressure and stress, because there's a lot of emotional and mental preparation or fear with the unknown. So to reduce the unknown is through more certainty. Reading up on things, watching TikTok, speaking to people, updating friends, bringing your safety device alarm. Like, I think everything that you do to increase your certainty reduces that fear and reduces that mental emotional load that comes with it. Yeah.
I think same. I don't really prepare that much. I feel not emotionally, or mentally, but it's more physical preparation, like Chelsea said, where I just do anything to reaffirm like my own personal safety and to like my loved ones around me. I think for emotional or mental preparation is like if I am going into a trip with the intention that I want to meet people and have fun with strangers, then obviously that will take some mental preparation of like, okay, you have to be more flexible, be open to changing your plans. You cannot have a rigid itinerary and just go with the flow.
Yeah.
That kind. So that's just a heads up on what kind of trip you are looking for, I guess.
For me, I feel like, like just go for it, try. If let's say solo traveling is really something that you don't want to do or you don't like, then don't do it, At least you try, like go step out of your comfort zone, try new things. I feel like while you're still young, take this moment to really do as many new things as you can. Yeah.
I think try once
Yeah.
at least. And if you don't like it, that's fine,
No, I would say try more than one.
True, wait, actually agree. I tried more than once
Depends
because
where.
my
Yeah.
first Europe trip was like, because it was such an advanced solo girl trip and I got COVID and all. So you need to try a few times to get enough sample size to make a point.
Yeah, so I think it goes back to the knowing what you like. And I think for safety, to get started, right, I think, I know you don't like Batam, but like, Batam, Bintan, JB are great options. I think it helps like ground you to know that, okay, like home is just an hour away. Like if I don't like this, I can just go home.
Yeah.
Or and like just finding something that you like. If you like doing massages in Singapore, go do a massage in JB, go do a massage in Batam or Bintan. Know what you like or discover what you like. So that comes to like trying out a few new things. You might realize that, okay, I don't like cafe hopping in Batam. Like let me go go-karting in JB instead. Like, just try out different things.
And if you're the type that likes like company, you value company and you think that solo travel is like lonely, like I think you should try destinations that are known for having a lot of solo traveler communities like Bali, Bangkok, Southeast Asia basically. Book a hostel or if you don't like hostels, go do activities that a lot of solo travelers will go to. That's how you get to meet people, and then you'll feel a bit safer in that regard because there are a lot of like tourists and like foreigners with the same intention as you.
I think people think it's either all or nothing. So like you have to be in like a 8 or 6 bed dorm or nothing, right? But there's also the single room option, which is really great. So you can have your alone time, but when you're feeling sociable, you go into the kitchen and go into the living
you book
room.
social hostels, so they have like regular activities like for people to meet each other, like maybe a communal dinner or like pub crawl and pub crawl for solo travelers and like all this stuff.
Yeah.
So to end this solo travel segment, and what is a one-liner you would say to someone who is scared to start solo traveling?
Just book that flight and embrace the unknown.
Reflect on the reason why and reframe your mentality.
You've only got one life, so what's stopping you?
YOLO. For me, don't let a man stop you from doing what you want.
Preach. And with that, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this series.
If there are topics you'd like us to discuss next,
Or if you have any interesting stories about solo travel, let us know in the comments below.
we'll see you in the next episode. Bye!